Okay, yesterday we started the dinim of what's called Gomel. If a person had incidents that were officially called dangerous situations, and they were saved from the dangerous situations, so they have to do a Brachot of Gomel. Now the Brachot of Gomel, before we go into the details, has to be said with a minyan of people. According to the Alter Rebbe, the guy benching Gomel could be one of the 10. Other people say no, there's 10 besides the guy that's benching Gomel. So usually it's done at the time of Torah reading. You don't need to have an aliyah, but usually at the time of Torah reading, the person goes over to the Torah and he says the Brachot of Gomel. We say Gemalani Toiv. A lot of people say Shegemalani Kol Toiv. It's even a halachic difference. It's not Stam Kol Toiv or Toiv. The difference would be what happens if a guy is not fully recovered yet. Not fully recovered. So then you can't say Kol Tov, all good, because he's not completely recovered. But if you're saying Shegemalani Toiv, it's still Toiv. But even then, halacha says ideally you bench Gomel when you're back to normal, when you're whatever normal means. But I'm saying if somebody was sick, so halachically, but let me just talk about the bracha first. So you need a minyan of 10 people.
Is it for man and woman? Is it for a man?
One second, I'm coming to that right now. So therefore, in Shchonach, the Alter Rebbe says, in Bais Din, the Alter Rebbe says, what happens if it happened Monday after davening, after Torah reading? So now it should be done preferably within 3 days. So now it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's a little bit longer. So in Shchonach, the Alter Rebbe writes that you shouldn't wait for Thursday's Torah reading. You should get 10 people together. It could be done day or night, either time. I mean, Alter Rebbe doesn't talk about night, but the Poskim write you can do it at night. And you get 10 people together and you do the Brachot Gomel. You don't need a Torah reading necessarily to be able to do the Brachot of Gomel. Now the question is, do women also say Gomel? Do women say the Brachot of Gomel? So what's interesting about this is, in Bais Din or Shchonach of the Alter Rebbe, he writes that women do bench Gomel. And he writes, for instance, a woman that gives birth, woman giving birth, which is halachically a dangerous situation, therefore you desecrate Shabbos for the birth of a baby. So the Alter Rebbe says she should stand and in the woman's side, when there's a minyan, she should stand on the woman's side with 10 men answering. She says the bracha loud and 10 men answer, and that's the way it does. So that's what the Alter Rebbe writes in Shchonach. I can't say everybody agrees with this, but officially the Chabad unofficially the unofficial Chabad minig is that women don't bench Gomel. Some poskim write the reason for that is because you need 10 men. It's not sensuous, it's not modest. They go 10 people, 10 men, and all that. So the pearl in our circles, women don't bench Gomel. If they want to bench Gomel, they could. But for instance, I'll give you an example, women that come overseas. Yeah, they go to Israel, they come back from Israel. We don't find women benching Gomel. Men bench Gomel. Women don't bench. What did you want before?
No, it was related to whatever.
A distant relative?
What?
A distant relative?
No, Spartan have different halachic, no?
Yes.
Yeah, we know that.
Yes.
Not only about Gomel.
They say Gomel even if they go into the ocean, they go swim in the ocean.
If they swim in the ocean, maybe, I don't know.
No, I don't know about that. No. Not swim in the ocean.
Depends how far off
If
the
you
shore
go
you
on
go.
the boat, like you travel.
What he means is,
Swimming.
one second, let me tell you what you mean. If two Sfardim get in a fight in the middle of the ocean, and one throws the other one off the boat, and he swims back to shore, he benches Gomel. Ashkenazim would do it too. They would also bench Gomel. But so therefore the pearl, it's not officially. There is an answer from the Rebbe Le'Reinu L'Shemainu that women bench Gomel. But it's interesting because Alter Rebbe in Siddur writes in Bais Din, and Alter Rebbe writes women bench Gomel. What?
So you should wait 3 days from Alter Rebbe if you lay lab, let's say on Monday afternoon.
So then in Bais Din, the Alter Rebbe says you should do it without waiting for Thursday. The Pearl, the Alter Rebbe himself, early in Madura Bas, all the way at the beginning, Shechnor, the Alter Rebbe writes, even after 3 days he could do it. But the Pearl, the minig is, ideally, the Alter Rebbe writes it should be done within 3 days. The Pearl, the minig is, they wait longer, and it says even if you wait longer, you can still bench Gomel. Yeah.
I heard that the Bais Hasidim don't say Gomel at all.
Didn't hear. And I'm saying no, I didn't hear.
Yeah, they have a lot of people.
What?
Is the source of Gomel from the Olam, or is there a source that's different? Where did the source come from?
The Gemara says about Tzrichim L'Hoidus. The source of it is that we were speaking yesterday. By Chassidim, they say before Mincha Erev Shabbos, they say not only Pasach Liot, they say Tilim Kuv Zayin, Heidel Hashem Kitayv. That came from the Baal. One second. That came from the Baal Shem Tov, saying Kapitel Kuv Zayin. Why did the Baal Shem Tov say Kapitel Kuv Zayin? We discussed this in the past because in that parak of Tilim, it speaks about the 4 types of people that bench Gomel, and he says 4 times the pasuk Yodel Hashem Chazdei v'nifla'esav lifnei Adam. By each one, Yodei Ayon Ba'niyais. Okay. In fact, the acronym of that is we say every day in davening. In Shmonas V'chol HaChayim simply means all living. Yodu Chaselu will praise you forever.
Which number
But,
is that? Which number?
Right after Modim in the Brachot.
No, the
107.
107?
Until him. So over there it says Chayim is an acronym for Chola, Yam, Yisurin, which means prison, and Midbod. So the word V'chol HaChayim is brought down already in the earliest one. V'chol HaChayim Yedu Chasela, that who thanks Hashem always, Chayim, Chola, but naturally you blow your nose once and you get sick for 3 days. We're not talking about that. Chayla means a guy had surgery, he's in the hospital for 3 days, or in a serious situation. What?
What's the connection of that feeling to before Erev Shabbos?
Oh, thank you. So why, the Baal Shem Tov said, why do we say that parak before Mincha of Shabbos? It's basically benching Gomel that you survived the week.
Wow.
That's what the Baal Shem Tov instituted. The week is at a tough time, your business, that. So the Baal Shem Tov said, you finish the week before Shabbos, you bench Gomel, so to speak. How do you bench Gomel? You say Kapitel Kuv Zayin and Tilim, which deals with all 4 types. What?
Let's say if Chas v'Shalom, someone's in a car accident, they survive the accident, how long after the accident can they go?
Again, when he's back to normal, but again, even I'll give you an example. Today somebody called me, they were on a scooter, going like 15 miles an hour, a car backed out of a driveway and hit him. Baruch Hashem, nothing happened to him. Should he bench Gomel? So again, if it could have been a dangerous situation. Let's speak a little politics. Trump, when he got shot, he would have to bench Gomel. Okay? Because all he would have to do is to move his head an inch, and God forbid he would be dead. Right? So that's called a dangerous situation. And then Shulchan Aruch it says like somebody's held up at gunpoint. Somebody's held up at gunpoint, so halachically they would have to bench Gomel.
Can his daughter?
One second. If somebody, let's say, gets a fender bender, so I know they already go to the lawyers and doctors, there it is, and they barely touched each other. So then you don't bench Gomel. But if a guy was in, God forbid, a car accident, the car was totaled, yeah, then you bench Gomel.
But how long after the accident?
Preferably within 3 days, but if he's still not back to normal yet, he waits until he's back to normal and then he benches Gomel. Then there's another din. In Shulchan Aruch, I'm just talking the general thing about a katan. A kid, the Alter Rebbe says in Shulchan Aruch and Bechsanen, also a katan, you don't bench Gomel for a kid. Because the whole bracha Gomel, a Gomel l'chayavim, meaning I really am obligated. So Hashem did me a favor because I don't have the merits, but the kid doesn't sin. So in Shulchan Aruch it says, katan ain't tzarech l'heides. A katan doesn't have to bench Gomel. There are people, based on Shulchan Aruch, that if a kid, let's say, was in a terrible accident or whatever, so the father would bench Gomel. In certain places, there's a minig that if the wife has to bench Gomel, the husband gets an aliyah, and then she answers Amin to his bracha, so that's like her benching Gomel. But again, these are all different customs. Most people in the world, the women do, but not in the Chassidus Shalom, in the regular, normal people, normal Jews, bench Gomel. What?
Why don't we say Gomel every single day, essentially, because the fact...
You do. In Shemon Esrei, Moedem anachnu loch shahan.
I understand, but I'm saying, like, why do we have, like, why was Gomel instituted for the bracha, when the reality is it would be better to not even have, you put in a position of danger in the first place.
But when Hashem puts a person into a dangerous situation, and he was safe from it, so you have to bench Gomel. Some people bench Gomel every time they fly in a plane. There are many poskim in halacha. You fly in a plane, you bench Gomel. By us, we only do it when we fly overseas, when it's not... but I mentioned the 2 days, yesterday, whatever it was, that technically, just like when you fly overseas, you have to bench Gomel. Technically, you have to fly. When you fly from New York to California, you go over the desert, so you should also bench Gomel. You ought to fly over a desert.
So we should.
But the Rebbe, no, we don't, because the Rebbe said that it's a common journey, so you don't bench Gomel.
But in overseas, when you go back and forth, when you come back only.
No, when you go, it depends. So like this. Let's say you're going from LA, London, Israel. If you can get a flight today, because all the airlines canceled the flights. But let's say, people call me from Israel, they're stuck and they don't know what to do and it's bad. Anyway, what happens if you're going, let's say, LA, London, Israel. Your destination is Israel. But let's say you're going to be in London for 2 days. But that's part of your destination. So you don't bench Gomel until you land in Israel, because that's your ultimate destination. But if somebody goes from here to, let's say, or to China, whatever, the other way over the ocean, so you bench Gomel. If you go and come back, but because your journey, you went to China to be in China, so when you get to China, you bench Gomel, and then when you come back, you bench Gomel again. Or Hawaii, any of these places. What?
If a person was saved from something in a certain area, and he passes by that area, they can see it.
We said the other day, if a person had a miracle happen in a certain place, they say Baruch Shoselin Nes B'Makom Hazeh. Here's a what? A fish in halacha is with Shem Malchus. Today nobody does it even without Shem Malchus. A lot of these brachos, the poskim right. Again, all these brachos. Technically, you see the Pacific, you have to make a bracha. You go to the Atlantic, you have to make a bracha. But they're poskim right. Magen Avraham, other poskim right. Today, these are what's called elective brachas. Right. Technically, yeah. You should say it yourself. If somebody has a suffix, if they could doubt whether they should do Gomel or not, and somebody else is saying Gomel, they can listen and have in mind that it's for them also. What?
Does it matter if the situation is dangerous or for that person it was dangerous?
For that person it was dangerous.
So like an old man that's 90, he's about to fall and you catch him.
No, that's not. That's
Isn't
not.
that could put him out?
No, that's not.
Why?
Because then every day you walk in the street, you almost got hit by a car. You can, that's
him,
not.
That's something which...
No, for him, he's not going. If God forbid he would have fallen, had a massive concussion, and he came out okay, then he could bench going. But Stamagam doesn't matter. No, you don't. That's not called. Then every time you cross the street, I'm going to tell you something. I walk back and forth to shul most of the time. On Doheny and Dayton, when I cross the street. Okay? So, 95% of the time, the guys are zooming down Doheny to go through the red light. Not the yellow. The imams go through red. Yeah, so every time I go home, I should bench Gomel.
So if it causes fear, why wouldn't it?
So you watch where you're going. Don't bench Gomel. So you watch where you're going. What?
If somebody's on a flight, and the flight has really bad turbulence, people are just falling or getting hurt, whatever it is.
If the plane drops, like, there was a recent case, that plane dropped, what was it, whatever.
But there was like almost...
Oh, yeah, so over there you bench Gomel. Turbulence on a plane is normal. It's normal.
The plane isn't ripped apart.
It's not ripping apart.
It fell...
And the plane's not falling down. Come on, do me a
It fell
favor.
1,000 feet at least.
So sometimes if it falls 1,000 feet and you don't bang your head, then you can bench Gomel. That was a dangerous situation. But a plane flying from here to New York is always turbulence.
How about monetary? If it's something really big, has Shabbat, that you're going to lose.
No, that's not for monetary. So these are only bodily things.
What's the meaning of the one? What did he say?
The bracha is a Gomel l'chayavim tov. A Gomel means to Hashem who grants l'chayavim to people that are really obligated. That means we really don't deserve it. Tovas goodness, shegamalani tov, that he granted me good or kol tov. Okay.
What's wrong with saying it a lot? It's saying it too many.
Because it's a bracha in vain. Because you're saying Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu Melech Haolam. In fact, there's a mimer from the Friedrich Rebbe after he got out of prison in Beis Tammuz, and he asked, why by Gomel do you mention the fact that you were guilty, chayavim? There's also bracha, Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu Shasili Nes B'Mokem Hazeh. And over there we don't say that Hashem gave a nest to somebody who didn't deserve it. There's a whole mimer about it. Machashin is Ramesh Memech Mevamayim Kim Shvila Gal Teira. Vanano Kashim Medot Baruch Zak Sofi Gechevel Am Tor Mitzvah